Day 27. Keep going. Keep doing this. uh, but overall, I've had a pretty frustrating day the last all day today, and even last night. Um, just been running into a lot of roadblocks. I think I learned a lot today, though. I think that's the hard part. Sometimes the hardest days are the days you learn the most. Because you learn what not to do, and you learn what does work, and you start asking better questions, and it's frustrating because there aren't simple answers to everything. So um, I feel like I'm making some good progress. We're kind of deciding a few things with our rental property projects, and run into a lot of roadblocks, but I'm getting better at it. And some things I thought I had no idea what to do. I think it's running. I'm going to find out in like 10 minutes if it worked or not, maybe 20 minutes if it worked or not. It's complicated, and that's good, right? That means no one else can do it quickly. It's going to take a while. But last night was real tough. My daughter, she's 2, almost 3, and we've had a really tough time with bedtime for I don't know. I like to think of it like 3 weeks, but it's kind of been like since my other child was born, since my son was born. It's almost 8 months now that he doesn't sleep through the night. Still, we're almost 8 months in, and she's getting honestly worse at bedtime. We've tried a lot of different things, and I'm starting to read more books to just try to see what else I can try. And I don't know. We were really resisting locking her in her room, and after 8 months of it, last night we had to do it. It was like 11 p.m. and she would not go to sleep. We tried everything and this is months, and we start bedtime at 7 p.m. I mean, it's not like we're not trying. It's just I don't know. It's so sad. There's just so much like emotion with everything. Like you want your kid to be safe, and you want them to like not be scared and not be afraid of you, and it's so hard. It's so hard to communicate with them in those times. I started trying this new like 1, 2, 3 magic thing, and honestly, so I have to share this. This happened, and it was a good side note. So the book is 1, 2, 3 magic, and effectively, it's like when your child starts doing something you don't like. The theory is that like their brains aren't really capable of handling communication right now. Like you're supposed to just kind of give them very small instructions, and don't overwhelm them. And so when they start doing something you don't want them to do, or you want them to stop doing it, you just say that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and then you take a time out, and you go somewhere, they go somewhere, and you don't make eye contact for a while, and then you come back. And I started working through that, and ironically, like my daughter also doesn't want to start potty training. We're worked on that for a couple months now too, and so I wanted her to sit on the potty, to start potty training again. And I said like that's 1, and then that's 2, that's 3, and she she got all upset because she was just like, I don't want to sit on the potty, like don't bother me. And we did the timeout thing, and we did that back and forth probably like 4 times. And eventually, after like 20 minutes of this, I was like frustrated, and I was like, okay, this is it. We were getting nowhere with it. Like she wasn't like not even 1% better. Like she wasn't budging at all. And my wife walks in the room, and she looks at my wife, and she goes, "Mommy, Daddy being mean." And that just made my day, because it's like such a wise comment from a 2-year-old that like Daddy's acting differently, and it's not my fault. Like it's like, and like it's someone else's fault. It's his fault. And honestly, that kind of just broke my brain, because I was like so confused by that comment because I was like, does she know what she's saying? And I mean, she does, I guess, right? Like, I didn't. No one prefaced that. She just said that by herself, and no one asked her, "Is Daddy being mean?" Like, she just literally said that out of nowhere, and it was so like it's so surreal that I don't know. I almost I need to read more of the book. Obviously, I'm only like 50 pages in, but like my first instinct is like that I can't treat her like she's an animal, like that she doesn't understand. She understands. Like I don't know, to call me mean. It's like such a, such a I mean, I was being mean, I guess. Like if I normally treat her like a friend that I need to protect. Like normally I'm like I redirect her away from things that she doesn't like that aren't helpful. But I really just try to like let her be when it's not gonna hurt her. It's like when it's my goal is always to have unlimited patience and start there. I believe parenting is trying to achieve unlimited patience, and your children want you to have unlimited patience. They keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you because they want to test you if you have unlimited patience. And I did this pretty well for a while, for like about a year to a year and a half, or no, probably a year and a half to two, for about 6 months. She was very needy, and I made it my goal to only or to let her get bored. Like I would play the game. I'd made up a game with myself that would say, okay, my 1.5-year-old wants to ride the escalator, wants to do this, wants to do that, and then they don't want to get off. And rather than me pick them up, carry them away, yell at them, pull them apart, say that they, that's enough, blah blah blah, I was like, well, let's just see what happens. I'm gonna just ride. We rode the escalator for like 50 times. We rode it up and down and up and down and up and down over and over and over. Everyone was watching us. It was at like a hotel, and I, after like 50 times, she was bored, and I won. I won the game. I won the game of who gets bored faster. And it took a while because it was like a new, interesting thing for her. But after a while, she gets bored, and I don't know if that's the right way to parent, but my goal was to try to leave the situation without pushing her in a different direction. Like by letting her understand that the thing that thing is fleeting too. Like I didn't want to like I do redirect her all the time, especially when it's something bad. But I was really trying hard not to redirect her for no reason other than I'm bored. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to somehow make it more equal in the who's important. I know it's hard because I'm sure most days she's the most important thing no matter what. But anyways, so she called me mean, and I kind of I don't know what to do with that, because that makes me feel like she actually understands this 1, 2, 3 thing is kind of crap, and that it's mean. And I think she needs structure, and I think she needs firmness, and that's what the book's talking about in those moments. And I don't think I'm not firm. I think it's like, I don't know. I've always tried to inject some like empathy and sympathy into our communication when it is hard, to say, I'm not mad at you. I don't want to fight you. Like and not like be like, I don't want to fight you. Like just to be like, it's okay. We need to go to bed. But this bedtime is really kicking our butt, man. I don't know. I've heard that Dak Shepard locks his kids in the rooms. I've heard some of my friends lock their kids in their rooms, and I at some level it feels weird and unethical. I can understand an argument where you say, if the house is burning down, what are the odds the house burns down and both of us are incapacitated, the parents, and she gets out, but it feels weird to make that decision for her. It feels weird to like decide that she is not allowed to get out. I mean, like I can understand the counter argument, which is like her getting out by herself or staying up all night every night is worse for her, and the odds of those things happening are 100%, versus the odds of what I just explained that I don't really want to say again is about fires is like very, 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 very rare situation in which that would be a good idea to save her life, I guess. But I don't know. It is what it is. You know, I think that has to be our structure, and I feel bad about it. You know, I wish there was a simpler way. I wish there was a way to communicate with her that she's safe, that she understands, because it just hasn't. We haven't found it. You know, it's been really hard. So I think that's our next step. And but she broke me last night. I just when we finally did it and said like you need to go to sleep, and we just like locked the door. She like was screaming. It's so weird to hear your child scream in like such a desperate way that it just pains you. It just like kills you. Like I was telling my wife, it's like I feel like I know what she would act like if she was lost in the woods now. I feel like I know what she would yell if she was kidnapped. Like it's such a crazy like thing to like hear your kids scream and like barter, and like at one point she like was throwing herself at the door and like started saying, "Oh, I have a boo boo, I have a boo boo," and it's like it's so hard. I don't the kids will never understand that piece of it, you know. Like until you're a parent, like I didn't think my parents cared at all, you know. But I am like ugly crying on the couch, just like in the fetal position, because I don't know what to do in that moment. Like it's like it just is like you can't do anything other than like hope they don't kill like really hurt themselves, you know. And now I'm like thinking about what I should pad in her room so when she does flail around, like she doesn't really hurt herself. But it's like she's done this to me a few times so far, and she's almost 3, you know, where it's like it's always bedtime too so far, where it's like I can think of 3 times. One was last night. One was about a year ago, in which we were putting her into her crib, and she got so upset that she just jumped out of it, like went head first into the ground. And thank God I caught her. I mean, she did it a different time, and she didn't. No one caught her. She just hit the ground. I mean, but this one time I caught her, and that's when I cracked. Like I couldn't. I was like, I don't know how to help you and protect you now. Like I don't know. I literally don't know what to do. I'm gonna put you like back in your crib, but like I don't know what to do because you can just jump out and really really hurt yourself, or kill yourself. I don't know. Um, and and then like a month ago, a way different scenario happened where she was it was bedtime, and we were like going outside one last time to like say goodnight to the moon and everything, because that helps sometimes. And she literally just ran away from me and like ran like in like trying to get into like away like into the driveway, like kind of turned into like going into the street. She didn't go in the street, but like I mean I caught her before that, but Jesus, like if I was like paying less attention, or if she was faster, like she could have just ran into traffic, like trying to get away from me to not do bedtime. And like those 3 times, oh my God, I just crack. I mean, I just can't. I just she breaks me. I don't know what to do. It's definitely like uncontrollable crying for like like 20 minutes, and then I just feel like I can't move for like 2 hours. It's just so overwhelming to feel like you can't protect your child, you know. And I guess I'm getting a good dose of it, because I'm sure it only gets worse when your kid is like depressed or like harming themselves or something. I can't even imagine what that would be like. I'm sure like the idea that like this happens and then it's resolved in an hour is like I mean obviously the whole thing sucks, but like the idea like that's way better than I can't imagine like this is going on for months of like me worrying that they're harming themselves or like like totally unhappy or something. I'm sure I'm sure all of the parents, I'm sure I'm gonna go through that. And that's not cool. It's not fun. Not looking forward to that. Yeah, but I just had to share that she broke me again for the 3rd time that I can remember. I'm sure there's been other times, and it's always around bedtime, and I can't break through on making it safe, making it understood. You know, it's not safe anymore. She has nightlights. We're sitting next to her. It's just understanding that It, we've I snore really bad, and she literally says, "I'm more scared sleeping next to you, Dad, than sleeping away from you because you wake me up all night snoring and it scares me." And I'm like, yeah, I totally agreed. I do snore, and I don't. We both don't want this. So let's not do it. Let's just let you sleep in your bed. And it works until I'm like one foot out of the room, and then it's just like just scared, just scared all over again. And so I guess let's hope it goes better. I gotta pad her walls or something. So it's yeah. Unless there's a better idea out there, I'm gonna keep googling and thinking about it, reading books. But we're 8 months in, and I'm not trying to like make it worse. I'm trying to just find a way in which my child gets enough sleep and isn't miserable all day and isn't afraid, and I don't know an answer other than I need to show her that she isn't in charge. But I don't want to do that forcefully. It's just like I just want to it's hard to communicate that because when she's the most upset, and then the other thing is when she's really really upset, she starts throwing up, and so it's like you can't like I don't know. I mean, I hope she doesn't start throwing up in her room because she's locked in it. I don't know. It's early days, but I think I've kind of held that cloud with me all day. It's been a frustrating day. Like things that worked 3 days ago, code that worked stopped working. I'm kind of still understanding why it even happened, but I got it resolved. But it's just so weird. Weird stuff has been happening today. I did have my first like Copilot University client, which is a meeting, which is an interesting, because I don't think I've really fully thought about who is looking for help with Chat GPT, who is looking for help with AI, and it's probably people that at this point understand its power, but understand it's like they're not computer people, so that there's some like greater amazingness for it to just do for their life, like just order them groceries for automatically or something. And I think that's hard because it's kind of like you're simultaneously like trying. I feel like the people I'm going to end up meeting are going to be people that like understand technology solves problems, but don't understand anything about technology and like why or how it solves problems, and so therefore they just think it'll just solve any problem they have. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that, but it was a cool meeting. I definitely have this knack for adding value to people, adding value to things. I think I have like for whatever reason, my childhood or something, I definitely feel like I need to work really hard to add value to people's lives, and I'm usually pretty good at it. If you give me like 10 minutes of your time, I usually can come up with something that will help you. And I enjoy doing it too. I get really hung up on the whole life coach thing. I don't think that that's a good idea. I don't think I really want to go down that route, but I just want to help people, and it's like something I see myself as being good at. And ironically, for the first 10 minutes of this meeting, I was like freaking out. I was like, I suck. I don't know anything more than this guy. I don't know how to help him. He doesn't really like want to just give me everything. He just wants to kind of answer yes or no questions. And I was like, what do I ask him next? And I'm like, and he's expecting me to talk the whole time. So I'm like filling in the spaces with my random thoughts, But I think I left it with like a new idea for how to run his business that he's never thought of before. And, in retrospect, that's pretty cool. In a half an hour using AI, I could work with him to figure that out, and we'll see, we'll see what to do with that, if that'll, sorry, my computer's breaking. We'll see if that'll work, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of quitting it at this point. I'm kind of It's the hardest part is to help people, but they don't want your help if you can't prove your how good you are first. You know, nobody wants help from somebody they don't trust, but it's really hard to become trustworthy. It takes a lot of work, and I'm not sure I know how to put that work in right now for that project. That's kind of my life today. It's just get stuff done. You know, I'm really trying to get stuff done, and I'm hitting a lot of barriers right now, and whatever, we'll figure it out. But I'm keeping good with my habits. I'll say that. I'm doing really well. I mean, 20 days of working out. 10 days now, or whatever, 9.5 days so far. Keeping my weight. I'm down to 173.8, I think. So I know it's not a real 10 pounds, but like 10 pounds since my heaviest point 10 days ago. I know it's not real, but you know, it's lower, right? I'm using the same scale and it's lower. So what else is there? You know, what else can you want? But yeah, I think it's good. I just we'll figure out this bedtime thing. You know, what else can we do? Try again, try everything again. So I think that's me for today. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.